All right, this is John from the red corner,
And this is Daniel from the blue corner.
and we're back with another one of our fun little top tens.
That's
And
right.
this time, this is kind of in response to Daniel's top 10
That's
because
right.
Daniel had his what did you call it?
I
It's like the
called it the time.
pre-hobby.
Yeah, I called no, not pre-hobby.
Okay,
I called it the time machine challenge.
there we go. That's
If
what it
you
is.
could go back in time and meet your younger self right when you discovered the hobby, what are the top 10 games that your first top 10 games?
Okay,
So not the
that's
first
the
10.
part. That's the part I hooked onto was your first top 10
Sure,
games.
sure, sure. It's not the top 10 games. It's not the 10 games
Yeah,
you played first because
correct.
you could have been like, well, that one didn't do much for me.
Yes.
But no, it was like you played enough games where you're like, I could play these 10 games for the rest of
Well,
my life and be perfectly fine with it. But then
okay.
you discovered more and you were like,
Yes,
sweet.
correct.
That's the goal of the
And
time
I have the
machine
spirit of that
challenge.
list, but my list is built a little bit differently than yours because Daniel got into the hobby games way earlier than I did. So
Sure.
I don't really have a pre or early hobby
Yeah.
getting into you know what I'm saying? It was like
But it's
I
your list.
played
It's fine.
games and then there was the hobby games. And so
Yeah.
this is like pre-hobby.
Sure.
My time machine is pre-hobby. It's the
Sure.
games that I liked that I thought were really good games.
Uh huh.
And some of them may have stand the test of time, some of them might
Okay.
not.
All right.
But they're the ones that I liked
Yeah.
before I got into the hobby. So,
Gotcha.
there we go.
And just for clarification, if you go back and watch my list, I'll link it in the one below. Mine was more like I was always in the hobby. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons since I was in third grade, so I was always around the tabletop realm. I played, some of Magic, and I played some Warhammer 40K. But like, I never got into board games, but they were always there. So I grabbed this one, and I would grab that one, and I would grab this one. So I had 10 hobby games,
Okay. I gotcha.
but
Yeah.
I was never like not in the hobby.
Yes.
You
I'm a little
weren't,
different.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Number one, I'm a little different, a little older than young Daniel. And so I grew up with some different games.
that's right.
And so a lot of this is going to be games that I played in my not youth.
Uh-huh.
Some of them might have been youth. A lot of it's young adult.
Okay.
Young adult games that I played. But
So a lot of Monopoly and Clue.
maybe. We'll see.
No,
No
you
spoilers.
better not
No
be,
spoilers.
because that is not the point of this.
No spoilers, baby. Okay. Should we get on with it?
We'll see if I shame him or
Let's
not.
see. You might. All right.
Okay.
Let's go with number 10. All right. I've got it on the phone this time instead of a paper list.
What?
Are you impressed?
Technology.
How about that? Number 10. This game is I was gonna put this on a believe it or not because I don't know if any of you jokers would believe that this was actually a game. This is the kind of
Okay.
things that were put on kids back in the day because this is called the winning ticket. I don't know if you've ever heard of the game called the winning ticket.
No.
In the winning ticket, what you're doing, it's a game about odds.
Okay.
And what you're doing is you're getting money.
Poker.
No, worse. You're getting money to buy lottery tickets
Okay.
to see who can win the lottery and get the winning ticket with the most money. And so you're encouraging kids to play the lottery and the gamble.
Nice.
And when you
As
get
we
more money,
should.
what do you do with it? You buy more lottery
Right,
tickets.
that's right.
That's what you do
As
because you
one
got a
does.
winning ticket to win. And it was so funny. You would have sweepstakes, which were easier to win throughout the game.
Mhm.
And you'd build up that money for the big, then it'd be lottery time.
Wow.
Lottery time, you had a big Plinko board and you drop the numbers down the Plinko board and you got your lottery tickets. And you're like, oh, come on, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4. I got it. I win. I got money. And so it had brought the thrill of playing the lottery without,
The crippling debt.
Exactly. We had so much fun with this game, and I just can't believe that it was actually a game. And it's one of those games that would never be made today. So a winning ticket, number 10.
I mean, I like the Plinko board. That's
that
cool.
was the coolest part about it.
So I would also like to call this the poverty simulator.
There you go. It could be because everybody else is broke. Yeah, one person wins. Kind of like how it is in the real lottery. Only
That's
there's hundreds of millions of
Yeah,
other
that's
people
right.
instead of your brother and sister. So yeah. So there you go. Number 10, the winning ticket.
All right.
Number 9. Here we go. This one was actually talked about within the last couple of years on the Dice Tower.
Oh,
Some kind of a throwback thing because Tom Bassel is a big fan of this game.
okay.
And
Cosmic Encounter.
no,
Dang it.
this is way before
Had to
Cosmic
guess.
Encounter.
Are you
And
sure? That was
yes,
1970.
It's before Cosmic Encounter. And so yes, it is in the 1900s.
Okay.
But who is my favorite personality on the Dice Tower?
That would be Camilla
Cleghorn.
Kamala Hayes.
And
Harris.
Camilla Cleghorn. And she's my favorite because she always speaks her mind. On this, she spoke her mind, and I couldn't have disagreed with her more.
Nice.
The game is Careers. I don't know if you ever played Careers when you were growing up, but the reason why that is on my list is this was the first board game that I remember having agency. And I thought it was so cool, even as a kid. Because if you're not familiar with careers, you're literally planning your life, and it's roll and move.
Okay.
I mean, I understand it's roll and move, but you're choosing where to go. There's different paths that you can go on. You go, oh, should I go to college? Should I not go to college? Should I waste time doing that, or do I want to go over here and do this? And there's other different options that you have. But the cool thing about it is,
Yeah.
you have to get 100 something to win. You have everybody has their own little score sheet, and you decide, do I want $10,000? Like that would be a 10 out of your 100.
Okay.
And then like 60 happiness.
Okay.
And then like 30 fame.
So you set up your own.
You set up your own winning condition in this game, which is
interesting.
Sure enough back in the day.
Yeah.
And
ahead of its time.
It is ahead of its time. And so it's so cool. You see somebody with all this money that they keep having up. Like, are they able to win? No, they only said they wanted 20. They're trying to get all the other stuff. They just keep running into money.
Yeah.
And so it was pretty cool. So then at the end, you're like, boom, I got it. When you finally get it, it's a very satisfying game when you win it. And it was another cool thing ahead of its time wise.
Yeah.
Is there's kind of like expansions.
Okay.
Because they would try to keep the game up to date with the times.
Okay.
So they'd add new careers in the next game. They would add new options. They would, So
Nice.
it's pretty cool. It depends on what 5-year period you bought the game, what kind of careers were in your game. So
that's kind of cool.
Careers, yeah, it's a really cool game. Mostly, it's on my list because it felt like a real game back in the day. And so,
okay,
there you go.
That's fair. Let's say so far I want to call these hobby games.
I'm not calling them hobby games.
Well, you're supposed to.
No, these are my time machine top 10. That's what it is.
He went too far back. That's fine though.
I told you I was going further back.
Too far back.
All right. Number 8.
This one was in the Wild West.
You will like number 8.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if you'll like it. It'll be more acceptable to you.
Okay.
But some of these games on my list have been remade
by Restoration Games.
And this is one of them. And it is the original Thunder Road.
Yes, okay.
Because I had and played Thunder Road to death.
Yeah.
With my nephews back in the day, and it was so cool. I say with my nephews, we weren't like young at the time. We were like late teens, early 20s playing Thunder Road.
My nephews in our 30s.
Yeah, it sounds like me and my nephews hung around. No, we were both like, we were all 3 older, and just
they already had back pain.
Now this is one of the ones that I will say Restoration Games did a great job redoing, because they kept so much of the feel of the original and added enough to it without making it too complex and too bloated or whatever. And it seems so much like the original that it's so cool. It even has the same look and everything. But Thunder Road. I think everybody knows what Thunder Road is. I don't know if I need to explain it.
Everyone knows. Every single person knows.
Every single person.
And if you don't know, shame on you.
All right, I'll throw. It's a dystopian race game, a la Mad Max, where you got your vehicles and you're shooting each other and you're trying to get to the end of the board. And the board disappears. Once too many people get to the front board, whoever's on that back board's gone.
That's all it took, John.
There you
go.
That's
all it took. Small explanation. That's what
now
we do
how
here.
to play Thunder Road.
That's right. Roll dice, take names.
Number 7, we were just off camera discussing what a party game is, because my next 2, I would qualify as party games.
I would not. I don't know what they are.
You don't know if they.
I'm just ready to fight already.
But number 7 was a classic for decades in my family.
Okay.
And this is Jeopardy. So the Jeopardy game, I don't know if you've ever played any version of Jeopardy.
Never. We don't have a version of it on our own show either.
That's true. We do have it on our own show, but not as an actual game. But when I was young, I was too young to play. And so, and we had the old original ones, from the Art Linkletter show, and it was, categories like world geography, European poets, things like this, and where you had to be really smart to know. And my dad was he was like the geography savant. Okay. Literally, like they would say, it would be something like, I am found east of the Rhine and south of, whatever. And he's pulling down a map, and he's like, okay, it could be this. But okay, I'm gonna and then invariably he'd get it right. We're all just sitting there. Okay, are you gonna chime in? Or you're not gonna chime in? And so, but then as the games got more current, and moved out of the 50s, and then we quit calling whoever was hosting at Art. We started calling them Alex, because now it was the Alex Trebek.
I don't even know who Art is.
Oh man, Art Linkletter. I think he invented Jeopardy.
Oh, I thought it was Alex Trebek.
He did not invent Jeopardy. No, it was
You're wrong, Alex.
Yeah, you're wrong, Alex. But anyway, as I got later on, I was a little more contemporary. I could actually play the game, and that was even more fun. But it's Oh, Jeopardy is just a blast if you've never played it. You obviously have not, but as the pure trivia games go, it is the best one. So,
Okay.
Jeopardy.
Cool.
Number 7 on my list. All right, number 6. So would you consider Jeopardy a party game?
I don't know. No, only 3 people can play Jeopardy.
No, we played a whole room full.
Gotcha.
So yeah, we had to
I
get.
don't even know what to do with your list. You went so
Okay.
back in
All
time.
right.
I don't
Well,
even know if these games are real.
I think you've heard of this.
I actually think he's just playing a big game of
Believe
board
it or
game,
not.
believe it or not. This is actually like Ripley's Believe It or Not, where it's like
Yes.
technically everything in it is real.
Yes.
And it's like believe it or
Believe it
not.
or not.
That's what
Yes.
these are. So what's your next Believe It or Not
number
game?
6? My next Believe It or Not game. You're gonna say Balderdash because that's what it is.
Boulder Dash.
Now, is that a party game?
Yes, that one
Okay,
is definitely a party game. I'm
And-
guessing Jeopardy was. I don't
And have
know.
you played Balderdash?
I have.
Okay.
I owned it for a while. It was good.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah, see, that's and before real hobby games.
Sure.
It was one of the really cool games out there
Yeah.
where it's another trivia type game where you're given a word, and whoever's turn it is to be the dasher. I don't know if that's what it was called. That's what we called it. Would say the word, and everybody want to know how to spell it. You spell it for them, and then everybody turns in. If they think they know what it is, they'll turn in what they think it is. Or they'll just turn in a guess.
Yeah.
And then the dasher reads all of them, and then you vote on which one you think is the right one. And so we call it hitting a grand slam. When you get the right one, everybody else picks yours.
Okay.
And so
Nice.
you want to play this with people that really take it seriously and want to win. Because
Yeah.
I went over to girlfriends of mine's house and played this with their family, and these people were terrible at playing it. I got to tell you, it was fresh meat.
Did they flip tables?
Oh my, no, they okay, I can't remember what the word was, but every one of them are putting in like a 2-word definition.
Oh, yeah.
And so I put in a nice, good definition, and I said, well, I think it's probably that one. When it gets to me, I'm the last one to pick. I'm like, everybody picked mine. I'm like, and I said the real one. I was like, well, I picked that one, but it's mine. And then you look around and nobody reacts. Like, okay, I'm going to pick mine. So I got the grand slam.
Nice.
And she broke up with me immediately. No.
But no, the Boulder Dash is fun. I enjoyed it a lot, but it's definitely one of those party games you have to buy in.
Yes,
like if you are using the two, like, what does shabloid mean? And you're like, to jump, and you're like, what? Come on, like that's not the answer they're looking for. Like, you got to be creative. It's definitely, which I find in those games are hit or miss because some people are not very creative.
Yes.
And you don't want to tell them you suck at this, but then you just slowly put the game away and go, I'll never bring this out again.
Yeah, it's kind of a thing where you're playing it with people that have played a lot, because sometimes the right answers are worded a little funny. You can kind of catch on to that, and like, ooh, I'm going to put it like one of those funny worded ones, where people are going to be like, nobody would have written that.
Yeah.
That might be the real one. So yeah, there's a lot of metagaming going on, but we've always had a great time with it. Balderdash, number 6.
Balderdash.
Yes. All right, number 5 on my list is one that only applies to my family. I don't think anybody else would like it. I don't think I would like it if it wasn't in my family.
I think I know
you know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5 is the 1974, I think, classic Landslide, the presidential election game.
I know, it sounds fun.
It's this high on my list because of what we do with it as a family.
Yeah.
Do not recommend the game, just to be specific.
Really?
Yes.
You don't like it?
It's a roll and move auction game.
Okay.
And you're garnering popular votes to try to turn them into electoral votes by winning states. You're bidding on states.
As one does.
Yes. And just to show you can make a game fun, is that I happened to notice when I was in like junior high that I started keeping track of who won, just for the heck of it, how many votes they had, how many they got from their home region, all that stuff. And then I realized, hey, this is about every year. Let's start playing this every year and keeping track of who wins. And it became a huge deal where now we make posters and speeches, and it's a big deal. And the game itself is no more fun than it would be, but it's what you make out of it. You act like different things are happening rather than just what's going on the board. And so it just shows you can make games fun, even if the game itself is just okay.
So I was playing Dungeons and Dragons in 3rd grade. You were playing presidential election in 3rd grade.
There you go.
Cool.
So there we go. Landslide on my list. Don't care if it's not on yours. I wouldn't blame you a bit. We're already up to number 4. Number 4 is another one that's been re-implemented, not by Restoration Games.
Oh, Survive.
Man,
you nailed it.
You get that.
The 1970s game. That's why.
Yeah, there you go. Well, 1980. I think it came out in 1980, the original one, or 82 or something like that. But yeah, Survive, the classic game where you're trying to, if you've seen Survive, now they call it Survive Escape from Atlantis, or they have the new one, Survive the Island is the new one,
something
what's
like
called.
that.
But they're essentially the same. You're getting off a shrinking island, trying to get to the little islands on the side of it, while also trying to kill off as many of the other people as you can. And
Family fun.
it's family fun.
Killing each other.
Not only was it fun in my family, but then I used to take it to my son's middle school for game day, and it was the most popular
Murdering
game there.
middle
'Cause,
schools.
every middle schooler wanted to kill every other middle schooler for sure. And so, yes, you're moving sharks and whales, and now I got the Kraken. So I've got
There you go.
the giant squid that can grab people off the land. And so, yeah,
Oh.
there's just adds
Well, that's
more
unfair.
murder and mayhem. I know, it's like, what? How did that happen? Well, you can always kill one with a whale though, because whales and squids don't like each other.
Okay, yeah, no,
So
it's a
they
historical rivalry.
that's right. So,
That's right.
see, it's a learning game. And so, yes, Survive, an amazing game. Too many good experiences with it to not count it on my list.
That should be your number one.
No,
Okay.
shouldn't be. Number 3 is one, and the last 3 games, 2 of them are from the Game Master series that came out in the 80s.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with the Game Master series, what are they most famous for?
Command and Colors.
No?
Axis and Allies.
Axis and
Okay.
Allies. There you go. Axis and Allies, which continues to be a fan favorite, especially among the producer of our show.
Yes.
But that's not the only quality game that they had. They had many quality games.
But say, if you were to bust out Axis and Allies, you're gonna blow my mind.
Axis and Allies. Can I take an aside here?
No.
No.
No,
Well,
go ahead.
if it's allowed to take an aside here, I will say that I borrowed Randy's Axis and Allies because mine is long gone.
Sure.
To play with my son, who really wanted to play some more games.
Okay.
And we sat down, just 2-player now.
Yeah.
You can play up to 5.
Yeah.
This is 2-player sitting down here playing this game.
Yeah.
And we went at it for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I think we each got 3 turns.
Nice.
And you could hardly tell anything had happened on the board. So I'm not really sure what the accurate play count is on this, especially with 5 players.
Well, that's the thing about Axis and Allies, though, is you're playing the same amount of stuff regardless of how many people are playing.
Yes, but then there's talking to your cohorts.
Sure.
There's planning, I don't have to do that. I know, well, I'm going to make the U.S. do this. I'm going to make Britain do this. Go on. All right, let's have a confab before you take your half-hour turn. And yeah, that is brutal. I'm sorry, that game is brutal. How he gets that played ever is beyond me. But anyway, this is not that game.
Okay,
This is not that game. This is a game called Broadsides and Boarding Parties. I don't know if you've ever heard me talk about this game.
I have not.
This is a pirate game.
Okay.
Where you're fighting. It's a pirate ship versus, I think it might be a pirate ship versus like the galleon Trackraft or whatever. And so you had these 2 huge like scale pirate ships with pirates on them, little pirate minis, mass, the whole 9 yards. In the middle, you have 2 mini ships. And it's my first foray into programming games. This is a programming game that came out in the 80s.
Nice.
Because you have your actions, and you're trying to get in position where you got your broadside toward the other guys. So shoot! Blam! I could fire all my cannons at him. But you don't know what he's going to do. You know what you're going to do. Like, oh, yeah, he's doing that. Maybe he's trying to make me think he's going to go around that island. Or maybe he's going to go do that. So you're trying to turn. You're trying to go forward. Trying to do this. But not do too much, because if you end up right by him with your like nose right by him, and his broadside's towards you, you're sunk literally. He's going to just tear you up because you can't even fire.
Nice.
So, and then the other cool thing about it is if you happen to ram each other, then it becomes a whole new game.
Nice.
The little ones come off, the 2 big ones go next to each other, and your guys are fighting it out until somebody kills somebody.
That actually sounds pretty cool.
It was, I can't tell you how many times I played this with my dad, with my brother.
Yeah.
It's an amazing game.
There's a lot of people out there who are always trying to find the pirate game. Chris being one of those people. By what you described, it kind of sounds like this is the pirate game. Like maybe this needs to be revisited.
If this got a remake by Restoration Games, because then
maybe a little too heavy though,
would be a little bit better.
Sure.
Because the tactical combat there wasn't much to it.
Gotcha.
But I mean, the programming and the firing and all that was really cool. The tactical combat was fun because you're killing guys with guys, and that was what you wanted to do when you're a teenager or whatever. But just the fact that, once again, a game like that came out in the 80s is really cool.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, so early on, I made fun of your list saying that they weren't hobbies. I'll give you some credit now. These are actually hobby games. Now, careers, that one was, the rest of these have been good.
Okay.
Maybe not Jeopardy, but it's fine. It's fine.
All right, on to number 2. Number 2. I knew what it was. I didn't have to look. Number 2 is another in the Game Master series.
Oh, Axis and Allies. Here it comes.
This was my favorite one of the bunch. I can't tell you how many times I played this with my dad, and that game is Fortress America.
Okay, yeah.
We had this one on a what did we call that? A classic
Game review, I think.
or something. Classic game, whatever.
Look back.
Yeah.
It was one of our very first videos that John
have
just
to
did
put,
on his own.
Yeah, we'll have to put a link.
And we still get hits from that, and we
Yeah.
still get subscribers from it too. So
it's
great
pretty cool.
job.
But thank you. The gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
But Fortress America is really cool. It's set in. It came out in the 80s. So it's set in a futuristic time, even for now.
2020.
Yeah, there you go. Where the United States is attacked from 3 sides. Canada's sticking with us. Maybe they're our 51st state.
No, there you go.
Probably that's what it is. But so nobody's coming through Canada, but they're coming from the east, from the west, and it's like it's no real countries. It's like fake alliances or whatever.
Chickens.
They don't want to. Yeah, they don't want to offend anybody. But it's
all about.
I mean, the game always has the same flow, but you don't know how it's going to end. The flow is you are overpowered on all sides, and you have to kind of retreat, know where to pick your battles as the United States. But then, as the influx of the invaders starts to wane, you keep your steady progress of building planes and doing this and doing that, and you also have these lasers where you can shoot something out of any area on the board, but you only get one shot for each laser per turn, and you're building a new one each turn. So unless it gets captured and gets destroyed, you're going to have more and more laser shots each turn. So that's really cool. So that means the U.S. slowly gets more powerful if they can stave off the invaders long enough before they capture like 50 cities or 20 cities. I can't remember what it is. Then you win. But yeah.
So in order to survive this as America, do you have to build a dome that's maybe golden around your country?
Is this from Notre Dame?
Have you not heard about this?
Golden Domers from Notre Dame?
No, it's Trump wants to make a golden dome. No, he's calling it the golden dome
because it's Trump.
Of course, it's gonna be golden.
Anyway, Fortress America. I still have this one.
It's good.
Yes, yeah. We
should play it.
Yep. That leads us to number 1.
Let me guess.
Number 1.
Hold on.
Yeah, you.
Hold on. No. Is it a sports game?
Yes.
Does it involve dice?
Yes.
Blood Bowl.
No, it is not Blood Bowl. But it's the original version-ish of Blood Bowl, set to baseball. And
there's something alike.
There's something alike. It's called Stratamatic Baseball, and this has to be on the list because I don't know how many countless hours I've played Stratamatic Baseball, and it is so just immensely enjoyable.
Yeah.
And if you're a baseball fan, I know the niche is small. That you're a gamer and you're a baseball fan or a sports fan of any kind. But if you like baseball, if you love baseball, and you have some friends that love baseball, 2 or 3 of them, then I would encourage you to start a league. Because the game is like $50. Well, it was last time I bought one. It's probably $70. $70. And it's what's cool about it is they update the cards every year. So you buy a game now, you would get last year's stats, so you know what everybody did. And what we used to do is we would assort all the players by position and ranked from batting average, high to low, and do the same with the pitchers, low ERA to high, starters, relievers, ones that could start and relieve, and just have a draft. And everybody's just building their team, and you'd draft 10 extra players to keep in your minors, so you can bring them up and down when somebody gets hurt or whatever, and then go at it. Try to play 162 game season, which we did, I think, twice. We finished the season.
Did you play multiple games in a day?
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, I don't know. You got together every day for 162
days.
days.
3 of us would get together and be like, okay, you 2 play a series, and then I'll play a series with him. And while they're doing a series, you're doing your stats. So you're like going through your games, because we would have scorebooks, like real baseball scorebooks, and fill those out. And then you go back and do your stats. You keep track of your ERAs and your averages and your home runs and RBIs and all that stuff. And we would have little news stories about it. Say, oh, he's 340-40. I'm telling you. I don't care what the situation. He's stealing. He's going to get 40-40. And so, yeah, a lot of smack talking, a lot of fun. Stratamatic Baseball. I need to get another league going.
Yeah.
People like this rare guy here that would probably play, and you got to find a couple more.
Yeah. Well, and all the around the board guys actually enjoy baseball. That's the one thing we all rally around.
Yeah.
Chris, but, he liked it at one point. He enjoys the concept of it.
Of baseball?
Most people, though.
He just went to
they're just tired on it. Yeah, I would say he likes it.
Okay.
Anyways,
so Stratamatic Baseball is my number 1 game.
I am
Time Machine Top 10 number 1 from before I got in the hobby. So
that's right.
That's my 10. What do you think of my 10?
I think they're good. I gave you a hard time, but it was a little early. But it's fine, because that's what we do with John. We give him a hard time.
Got it. Yeah.
That's right. But no, those were quality games. You said you weren't in the hobby, but honestly, the games you actually played were probably more hobby games than the games I actually played as a kid.
Yeah.
That was actually what's kind of cool about like the 70s and 80s is there was a lot of those like before we knew there was a hobby, there's a lot of those games out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was always jealous that people found them when
Yeah.
I got into like in playing D&D, and then later on I was like, wait, there's other games out there like this. Like that always blew my mind, and I was
Yeah.
like, I wasted so many years. Like I never even played Axis and Allies and Risk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I
Really?
was like
Wow.
Dungeons and Dragons,
Oh my God.
Monopoly,
That's it.
Magic the Gathering,
Yeah.
and Rummy. Like there was no in between.
Yeah,
And I'm
I
so
gotcha.
jealous of all of you who have
There
that
you
in
go.
between time.
Everybody's got their own gaming story.
That's right.
Tell us your gaming story in the
Yep.
comments down below. Have you played any of these games? What do you think of them? Is my
Yeah.
list terrible? Is Daniel's list better?
My list is better, but that's okay. You can go back in time, guys. You got to jump in the time machine and tell me what your top 10 games were when you first played 10 games that were actually top 10 worthy.
Exactly.
And again, no monopolies. That does not count.
Yeah.
Or Clue. Or Careers.
True. Okay, that's good.
All right, we're done?
I think we're done.
All right, until next time, we'll see you guys around the board.